Dustin Fletcher's been picked up by Rowan Jones, and Mitch Morton is getting picked up by McPhee across half forward for the Eagles.
Barely a spare seat in the house. Cox, a short throw in. Cousins tucked into the pocket. Not a bad kick off the boot. Unbelievable start. Is there anything Ben Cousins can't do?
Well, it's just great play by Dean Cox, but he shouldn't have been allowed in the first place with such ease to take the ball out of the ruck contest, because you just invite him to set up play. I mean, as he brought it down straight to Cousins. Good decision making there. Sometimes you go to the top of the square, but Essendon had a lot of numbers, and great players make those decisions.
Cousins lurking again. Fletcher, he can set it up. No short options, and the kick half smothered to half forward. Jones tries to trap it. Hurt slapped it away. Kick around the body is good from Nikoski. Back into the team. Third game for the year. Free kick. A play on advantage, and Chick kicks the second. The 2000 premiership player. Been at Essendon twice. 97 games the first time, and then 47 with Melbourne. Jones. Rowan. Cox. He could go all the way. He sizes them up. Runs to 49 and says anybody can do it. I can do it too.
Well, this really good play there by the West Coast Eagles, taking the ball across the ground, getting it into the corridor where Cox is available. But Jones, you just see Dustin Fletcher being dragged up out of the play. He's one of their best zoning defenders, and so Rowan Jones will be asked to continually present on the lead, and I'm sure that the West Coast Eagles group will be asked to kick it to Rowan Jones if he makes himself available. But Cox pushing forward there and doing what start chopping up the footy. They're in some massive trouble.
Rowan Jones looks up. It's got Lacroix coming for him long in his direction. Good punch. McVeigh had a little bit of jumper. Picked up off hands though by Jones.
She's always good play from Jones.
And the mark's been taken.
He's got a number of options there, but I like the work Lacroix's doing as well. He's not only there to kick goals and be a crummer, but he does a lot of bullocking work, and he gets quite physical.
Staker, who's kicked 18-13 this year, make that 19-13. They can do no wrong.
Well, they're just going to slide up here.
Good crowd in here at Subiaco, and they're seeing the majority of them exactly what they wanted to see. Peveril from 50, centering kick. Nagel, can he pounce? Yeah. Got a little nudge in the back. He might go regardless. Unselfishly to Winderlich. Hallelujah. The Bombers are on the board. His own admission didn't embrace the club as much as he should have in the opening couple of seasons of his career. James Hird sends it to half forward. Lloyd couldn't trap it. Moncrief's into the back of Glass, no free. Lloyd ducks into trouble. This time to Nagel. Left foot kick, and he's got his first. He's given one away, and he's got his own. His first in AFL footy. Which is good news.
No numbers supporting though. He's kicked it to 1 against 3, and the 3 of 1.
The poultry good. Rosa.
Never a strength of mine, Dwight.
Hunter. Hasn't been a poetic start for the Bombers though. Stengline. Hunter. And now a difficult kick to grab, but he's made it look okay. Chad Jones. Back to Rowan Jones. And they'll do well to keep up with the Joneses this afternoon, the Bombers.
If he can hold that down, it's going to make them more potent, because it's pushed Lucas forward. With Nagel starting well, they've got a much more potent half-forward line. Enough big bodies there for one to be able to push up the ground to the wing, Jacko.
Yeah, I like this setup that they've got. They've just got taller options, and they get the ball in quick like they will here with Hird. Gives them every chance, because they're very good, clever players.
Hird long, and Lucas gets a free on 50 within his range.
Well, this is what you need to do, Jared. You need to put the element of doubt in your direct opponent's mind with big bodies. Yeah. They have to put their arms around them. They've got to try and negate you, and by doing so, they're going to give a free kick away.
Well, when these two teams met in round 11, I mentioned it was Essendon that won by a point, but the West Coast Eagles kicked 5 goals to 1 in the opening term of that game. Hird ended up with 32 possessions. Lucas ended up with 5 goals, and the Bombers got home. Long kick. He's back up forward, Lucas, and he kicks the opener of the second term.
Big kick.
And it's a run out of play almost. Glass picked it up and took them on to Fletcher. And the West Coast Eagles on the rebound. Braun dropped the mark. Lloyd slaps it back. Welsh, Lloyd, chip kick. Lucas, 55 from goal, but maybe close enough. Looks up and hits McVeigh inside 50.
A good ploy, Jared. You need someone just to run and try and break even with him. Very hard to try and dominate and beat Dean Cox in such form that he's in at the minute. But you've got to limit, curtail his influence.
To bring the margin back to 4 points, and he's slotted it.
From there across that half-back line.
4 points the margin from the ball up. Stengline to Prittis. The clearance. Getting back McPhee. Read it well. Shoots the handball quickly. Love it, Murray. Little 1-2. Didn't work. Prittis cut it off. Now Lynch. Long to full forward. Long and a high. Down there is Jones. Oh, didn't he read it well? Morton.
The power of that man's kick just puts pressure on any defence.
And Mitch Morton kicks his 7th of the season. Who might get 50.
He's had a hell of a month, Adam Hunter. He's probably the form backman in the competition right now.
Waters runs the wing. No one comes at him. Bolton now does. The handball just behind Brett Jones. Had to go back and get it, but still able to run clear with ease. Sends it inside 50, and Lecras takes the mark. 35 out.
And get himself into the game.
Yeah, there was an almost tackle on Jones, but he's just got that great pace to get away that once again he emphasises the value he's been to this club. Kick.
So Lecras slots it. 32nd goal of the season for Mark Lecras. Short pass to Bolton. Takes the mark on Chick. Lucas short. He sends it longer. Laycock and Hill. 2 ruck options at full forward at the moment for the Bombers.
He's got his own footy at him, hasn't he?
Braun, Fletcher, Hurd. In the crowd amazed at this contest at the moment. This doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Braun, Stengline, Lynch, size them up, give them something to cheer. We're speaking to Kevin Sheedy during all the breaks. His final game as an AFL coach. Rowan Jones to Braun. It's about second spot on the ladder for the West Coast this afternoon. Rowan Jones sends it long inside 50.
Oh, he lost him.
Bit too easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Morton will line up to the top of the square. Plays on, and that is too easy. It's arrogance, but if you're allowed to do it, why not do it? Laycock and Seaby again. Thumped long. Rowan Jones first there. Little Shepherd left it behind. Heffernan came at him. Braun. Hurd tries to rake it in with a toe. Nikoski dragged down after he kicked it. Free kick downfield.
Geez, it'd be a big addition if they can get Nikoski up and running coming into finals footy.
Chad Jones inside 50, and Lecras takes the mark and gets 21 years of age on Thursday. Mark Lecras picked 37 back in 2004, as we said. And he's really starting to grow. Already kicked one in this term. And the job getting tougher now for the Bombers to send Sheedy and Hurd out in style. Staker. Inside 4 minutes to half-time. It's going to script for the West Coast Eagles. To half forward, Rowan Jones. Lecras. Couple of options long, sends it to the goal square. Cox is down there with Fletcher. Knocked it down front and square. Hurd tries to rush it behind. Doesn't get there. Rowan Jones kicks the goal.
Well, what do we say? which is a bit unfortunate. But that's the pressure of West Coast at the minute. So Dean Cox there, he's nearly actually marked that, but James Hurd, he did go for the rush behind. He just got a cool bounce, hung in there. I'd like to see the side angle of that one, actually.
Close to there.
There we go. It's well.
Well, the fairy tale ending for
Sheedy has spoken about during this quarter is Andrew Lovett in the midfield. He just breaks the lines and he works really hard, but the only thing is he needs a good pre-season under his belt because he's been off a couple of times already in this quarter.
Stanton does some chasing, but they'll get away with it, the West Coast. Hearn from half-back.
He's had a good year, this bloke.
Yep. Rosa, Hearn, he's a two-time premiership player in the SANFL, and he is a good pickup for the West Coast. Shannon Hearn really added some spice to their lineup. Rosa from 50, he might go the whole journey, goes to full forward, easy as you like. Sheedy kicks the goal. It's the year before.
Got to watch Cox's hand here.
And Cox palms it down to Cousins. Nikoski just ran into trouble. In fact, he ran over Ben Cousins' head. And Cousins is down hurt. I think he might have stepped on it. And the umpire finds a free inside 2 minutes to half-time.
Pretty stiff. It was a brilliant tap.
So Winderlick should be within range here.
One in the back of the head there. He'll be all right.
Is that harder?
Yeah.
The flesh wounds. Winderlick to line up from 50. Another player who hasn't been a big goal kicker this year. So it's 4 goals for the season, one of them already today. And he's nailed it to add some respectability to the scoreboard.
Could have been made easy by his direct teammate by hitting him on the target. Could have been in the forward line reassessing a shot on goal here.
High kick in the Cox and Hill direction. McPhee jumps and takes the mark. Front of the pack. Lloyd leads short in his direction. Got it. That's a bit of build-up from the 3 times. Tosses the grass in the air. Crowd giving him some boos. He's gone back a long way. And with the left, brings it back and keeps the Bombers in with some sort of chance.
If they just back off a little bit, they may just find that the Bombers come with a hurry.
Bolton knocked it down, but to Waters, Hunter, Cousins. Saw there was something coming, gave it to Rosa, Cousins, Brett Jones, Hunter. Beautiful to watch. Nikoski, Waters, Braun.
Cleared the defence magnificently.
It's pure. Rowan Jones. Can they finish it off with a mark and goal? They can. Seeby takes the mark and 10 goals, 5 this year. Mark Seeby. So that's a fairly accurate rate. It's his home venue. Knows where they are. And he's got his second.
Can you update us on what the problem is with Priddis?
Yeah, I just spoke to the West Coast Cedars Club doctor and he said that Matt Priddis received a bad corky. He said it with a bit of a smile on his face. So, look, I just got the standard answer, I feel, and but they're hoping he'll be out soon.
Lucas grabs it in the pocket. James Hurd for a James Hurd-like goal. On cue.
Well, you mentioned it before, Jared. West Coast, if they allow Essendon, they just need to get back-to-back goals here. But great play. They kept the ball alive in their forward line where West Coast have been mounting a lot of attacks. Haven't we seen that done somewhere before?
Yeah, it's a class goal. It's the one that James owed that end of the ground.
Yep.
And the goals opened up for him pretty nicely. Good job there by Scott Lucas to set it up. Class act all round from James Hurd.
No hugging of
Up the ground, kick goals. Did the same the following week. And today he has just been dominant.
Ben Cousins sends the Eagles inside 50. Chick got a hand on it, couldn't bring the mark down, but was held. And Daniel Chick, one of the heroes here, will line up from 40 metres directly out. in game 250. Back into the lineup this week. And there's the hold.
Held down.
He actually looks a bit restricted to me, Dustin Fletcher. We're not seeing anywhere near the same run that we're used to seeing from Dustin Fletcher. He's been well down on possessions.
The second of the afternoon, Daniel Chick. And he slides it home and says, bring it on. Bolton. Pokes it wide, Gumbleton. Love it, Murray. Oh, he's missed Fletcher. That'll test his injury out. And it's back onto it and hits Kepler Bradley. It's got Heffernan short or Laycock leading from the square. Heads in the Laycock direction, gets it. Shoots it off to Heffernan. No one in the goal square and goes for home and some sparkle. Put that on the list, Glenn.
Yes,
they'll have to revisit.
Definitely.
Stingline takes it from the back and with the left puts it through.
Well, we've just seen a perfect example, Dwayne, where it really, there's no justice in the game there. I mean, he played on, okay, still give him the opportunity to kick the ball wherever he kicks it, but boundary throwing in West Coast goal, it certainly hurts the opposition. There's a goal that it was just gifted to him on the plate, I reckon, by the rules, Gerald.
Yeah, don't like that rule myself.
For the whole afternoon for James Hird, it's been an almost kind of day. Braun. Had Cousins, slipped it inside 50 instead. McPhee could have taken possession. Rowan Jones Cousins, here we go. Put it in the book, surely. He's a gem.
Well, he's had to work hard for his possessions today. I knew there was one you were keen on.
Stan, in fact, Slattery gives it to Hird. And he sends it along the Lloyd direction.
Oh,
nice fly. Good mark, Matthew Lloyd.
One of the umpire thought about taking it off him for the hand on the back.
Well, this
obviously
late, round 22.
Yep.
You just get a feeling that that rule is going to raise its head in the next 4 weeks somewhere along the line.
Did it raise its head on the plane?
No.
Right. Winderlick from 50.
Let's just hope it doesn't cost someone a finals game.
Keep them in with a sniff. Low trajectory drop punt is good.
Okay.
Winderlick's got 3.
Well, there was. Pretty hard to see that one if you're on the other side of the pack.
Laycock down to her, kick smothered. Gumbleton hacks it out of the area. It might be coming back though. Braun couldn't grab it. Jones to Braun, quick to recover. Back towards Jones and Lacroix from 50. Back to Jones, sizes them up and nails it.
What a Michael Braun. It is, but the thing is that what he's done, he knows his role, he plays to it, gets the ball and he gives it to obviously Cousins, Judd and Kirk. Doesn't try to do what he can't do out of his, what his ability allows him to do.
Laycock with the clearance, marked by Kepler Bradley.
Seems to be intrinsically involved in a lot of blockages for other people at stoppages, etc. He's been a great stalwart of this club.
You mentioned players that just can't seem to get a Brownlow vote in this team. 156 games, Rowan Jones, and only the 1 Brownlow vote his whole career. So he's been helping other players get them. Kepler Bradley, a goal to his name.
Now you mentioned
4.5 minutes to maybe play their way back into it or back out of it. The Bombers. Free kick to the West Coast to Cox. To Cousins. Took on Heffernan. Didn't really win. Laycock knocked down a Chick. Wirapunda tucked into the pocket. Centres it to the goal square. Fletcher from 4 deep. Knocks it down. Mark not paid. Morton spins it around the body and sneaks through his 3rd.
great goal by the latest in WA, Jacko, as far as Kevin Sheedy going to the Dockers.
Well, there's sort of, but there was a big demand that he was going to get the Melbourne job, but I think in all fairness to Kevin and any coach that takes it, you'd want to have it on your own role and not have, I guess, a mentor coach, especially Mark Harvey. I think if Mark Harvey's to get the Fremantle job, he'd want to do it on his own.
Wirapunda got that delayed reaction slap on the arm free.
Torpedo from Mura. He's capable of dobbing this.
He certainly is.
There it is. In fact, 2 arms that time, so it was never going to be missed. From outside 50, looks like the drop punt, doesn't it?
Yep.
Goes with the percentage. Oh, that is beautiful. Brings tears to your eyes, skill like that. 118 to 67. Still a minute and a half left in this term, and another one to come. Peveril sends it long. Lucas has the drop, and just dropping back with a flight. Anything could have happened. Could have been killed. Took the mark. Kick wasn't so good. Stanton lines up from the pocket and gets one on the rebound. Nice goal against the flow.
This is where West Coast is going to be very careful they don't get sloppy. They've got the game, they know they're going to win it, but Port Adelaide's still got to play, and I mean that was a great mark by Beau Waters. Played on into trouble, and if you give a couple of goals, chance to win by more than 10 goals. If they only win by 7 or 8 and only miss out on that top second spot, should I say, or that home final by a smaller margin, could cost them. So just got to be mindful here.
Rosa sends it along the line. Staker left it behind. Gumbleton, Welsh, Peveril, love it. He's got a couple of options short. Stanton, Lucas leads back. It's in his direction, and he's got it.
Well, there's some really good. Basically, this is the reason why Scotty Lucas having a shot on goal.
From 45 with the left.
He's kicked it,
and he keeps them in with a slight chance of sending Hurd and Sheedy out with style.
Well, they've got finals to play. Get in their mindset. They wouldn't want to get injured in this last quarter, but just look like they've dropped off the accelerator here, West Coast. Couple of silly mistakes, turnover here.
Yep. I'd rather get one injury though, Jacko, and have a home preliminary final.
Yep, that's right.
Have a clean bill of health and give up that right.
Lloyd to Lucas. Might depend on who the injuries to. Turn for both Scott Lucas and the Bombers. And this would keep them in with a chance. Tough kick on the good side for a left footer. Gives it a long go.
Good shepherd.
It's there. 2 goals in 2 minutes to Scott Lucas.
That ball should have been touched or stopped. Let's have a look at it, Glenn.
Yep. Dean Cox is a big body. Just he wasn't in the right position there. Got to get someone to run into this quarter.
Heads wide towards Monfries. Clean bowled by it. Braun had to go back and get it. Sends it back to Glass. Free kick with plant advantage. Hunter. Cousins. Rosa. For the 1-2 again. Long kick. Lynch. Doesn't get the free for the hold. You thought it was there, Gerard?
Looked like it.
Gumbleton. Caught by Wirapunda, dragged down, crowd bomb ball, and they get it.
Well, like I said, the replay here, there's a number of bodies there where they did rake it in.
Let's have a look to see whether there was a hold on the big cue stick. That's definitely a grab for mine. He got away with it. But it may have softened up the umpire for this latest infraction.
The 2 half frees made the free. David Wirapunda. Put a bit of water on this Essendon fire. And he slots his second goal of the afternoon. Monfries traps it. Took a bit of time to do it. Back into the corridor. Hurd.
Vision.
It's got David Hill who can run. Being shut down by Staker, but he gets the kick away. Lucas again.
Well, Done that very well, Jared. He protect the line of the ball. I mean, he had his opponent at bay, just made it hard for Jones to come over the top. If he did, he would have forced him into a free kick. He just backs off here and just protects the ball. He's very good with his hands. He's one touch, and that's why he's such a good forward, a very good forward. A chance to kick his fourth here.
Massive kick in the context of this game. Starts it right, brings it back. Sensational kick given the circumstances. The Bombers not out of it.
Seen a lot less given there, so anyhow, play on.
We've seen those given plenty of times before. Lloyd keeps it alive. Lucas in the pocket for number 5. Crowd almost totally quiet at the moment. 125 to 92. From the pocket, nice off the boot. He likes it. He loves it. He's got 5, and the Bombers have a sniff. He's got 2 to beat. Big fist from Sheedy, thumped it down. Waters.
He's going to mark this.
Rowan Jones, Welsh, good spoil. Knocked it down. Winderlich, good shepherd. Hill needs someone to finish it. Handball missed the target. Monfries pokes it towards Lloyd at full forward. Off hands. Lucas. Can he get through? You bet he can. He's got 6.
Well, they're going to sniff here, Jared, and it's all their players are rushing forward. They're rolling the dice a little bit, but West Coast, they're getting their mindset. West Coast kicked to a 2-on-1 situation out of the back line there and force the ball to ground, but they're just getting front and square. They've got numbers. They're going to finish it off. It's for James Hird, it's for Kevin Sheedy, but it's for the pride of the Essendon Football Club, and they've risen the stakes.
Well, Sheeds has left the bar to
this game.
125 to 105, a 20-point margin. Played 16 minutes, final term. Hill.
This bloke's had a big last quarter as well.
McVeigh hasn't got a lot of options long. He's only got the short. James Hird. 55 from goal. Centering kick. Good kick. And Monfries takes the mark.
Cox is back on.
It would be a fairy tale way to finish. And he can keep the fairy tale alive here. From 40, he salutes.
He's been very good there, Lucas, with his hands.
Laycock against Cox. Keeps it in. Almost throw over his head.
Oh,
McVeigh. Lucas.
Man him up.
Oh, he plays on. Around onto the left like shelling peas from there. And they're still coming, the Bombers.
Well, how was he allowed to get open space there? That's the big question. West Coast, not only have they stopped, but they just lost their structure a little bit. Not a little, a lot.
Well, they just kept pushing it forward. They kept persevering. And still no one believes that Essendon are going to win this game, Dwayne. When they were 44 points down, no one gave them a chance. And yet they
to 117. 44 points down they were at three-quarter time. Lucas has 7. 6 of them in this final term. Love it. Sets it wide. They're inspired at the moment. McPhee. Lucas again. Drops it.
Free kick.
Gets the free.
Got the free.
He'll line up for number 8.
West Coast have stopped there. They're in a lot of trouble here. I mean, they're just running the ball through the middle of the ground as we see this free kick come in, but good kick in front of him. There's the kick there. He's hanging on to him at the end. Well, this is just unbelievable.
It is hard to understand what has happened in this game, but they are inspired, the Bombers. Lucas has 8, and the Bombers could steal the most unlikely victory of the year. From the ball in, Hill, McVeigh, Heffernan.
well done.
Shoots the handle to McVeigh. He's got Lucas. 1-on-1 inside 50. Lucas is on the move. Grabs it. He's on the left. He got half a trip. And no free kick. He kicks it behind. Well, he should have made more of the stumble. Nikoski.
There's a loose man in defence.
Braun.
It's Matthew Lloyd. He's got to push up the ground.
He could have sat on the wing and waited, Braun, or played on. He plays on long. Lynch flies, so too Hunter. No mark. Jones, Fletcher. Hunter gets it back. Kick half smothered. Rolls through and might be gone on the line by Staker. He has.
Oh, just a big goal they needed at West Coast, because they are spent. They're just limping over the line here, and luck's a fortune, but you've got to be at the right place at the right time, and Staker just tracked the ball, followed it. Fortuitous with a bounce. But they shouldn't have been in this position in the first place, Jerry.
Shoots it back to Braun. Pokes it to the wing. Mark taken by Rowan Jones. Seconds ticking away in the career of James Hird and Kevin Sheedy. And it's come down to that for two of the greats of AFL and VFL football. Kevin Sheedy, 886 games as a player and coach. James Hird, 253 games as a player. It's been a long goodbye for James Hird and Kevin Sheedy, but the final curtain has come down here at Subiaco. And the famous jacket wave, Kevin Sheedy has given this great game of AFL football so many things. Introduced more Indigenous players to the game than any other coach. Helped start the Anzac Day tradition of games between Essendon and Collingwood. And the jacket wave at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in 1993 against the West Coast Eagles is the way that it will finish here at Subiaco Oval today, for the man who not only coached 635 games for the Bombers over 27 seasons, but had 4 premierships with the Bombers to add to his 3 premierships as a player with the Tigers. And when I spoke to Kevin Sheedy during the week and asked him what he'd like me to say when he walks off an AFL Oval for the last time, he said, remind them, tell them, he had a lot of fun, this boy. And Daniel Chick, in his 250th game, is downstairs after celebrating with a victory, is with Drew Banfield.
Chicky, a tough game, mate. Obviously at half-time looked like you had them covered, but they really rallied.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shootout in the first quarter, which a bit disappointing. I mean, we're kicking some goals, but you know, they were 9 or 10 goals at half-time. We tried to restrict that, but to their credit, they kept going, and Scotty Lucas almost won the game for them.
Mate, the throat sounds all right. You've had a couple of unusual injuries. How's the body going?
This is the best the throat will get. You know, the voice box is a little bit paralysed the rest of my life, but at least I can talk a little bit.
And look, slight chance to keep second spot. Are you going to watch the game tonight?
No, I've still got to recover a bit, mate. I'll just sit at home and get some rest.
Mate, good luck for the finals.
Thanks, Banners.
The final score here, 21 goals, 6, 132 to 19-10, 124. There will be some formalities here at Subiaco Oval, but for the West Coast Eagles, they can at least breathe a sigh of relief in some respects. It all comes down to tonight, whether they finish second on the AFL ladder, but at least they've finished with a victory. Some beautiful pictures. David Wirapunda embracing Kevin Sheedy. Mentioned earlier how much Kevin Sheedy has done for the Indigenous community. And James Hird out there shaking hands and being embraced as well. It's a sad moment for many, but a celebration, of course, as well. And there is a tear in James Hird's eye. 17 seasons, 2 premierships, a Norm Smith medal, and a Brownlow medal, 8 seasons as captain, every season of his entire AFL career under Kevin Sheedy. every picture tells a story. And there are so many individual lives that Kevin Sheedy has touched over those 27 years as a coach of this great club. His wife Tanya, children Stephanie, Thomas, Alexander. His father Alan, of course, played 4 games for the Bombers. His grandfather Alan, 102 games for Essendon, and was Essendon president for a little while. So has been an Essendon family, the Herd family, and it may continue to be. It is a where were you when moment, isn't it? To see the end of a great career of both Kevin Sheedy and James Hird.
Well, there's been so many great moments, but in the end it's been a sensational tribute to the two guys simply by the efforts of their team, Jacko. It was just to come from behind. I thought it was okay, they didn't get the victory, but they sent them off in style, as have all those people that have stayed at Subiaco and the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, no, you're dead right. Unbelievable emotions there. There's not a dry eye in the house, and every West Coast supporter standing up here and acknowledging two great careers. But in the end, it could have been a ball over.
Yes, if not just for a little stumble. I think Scotty Lucas, he had those goals in his sights. Just a tiny little stumble probably prevented that shot from finding its mark. Now it impacts on the finals as they play themselves down the track. We'll have to wait to find out. But it could be a pretty important 4 or 5 or 6 goals that they conceded late in this game that has an impact down the track.
Definitely. Definitely.
So there will be a presentation to be made to James Hird and to Kevin Sheedy.
And I'd like now the captain of the West Coast Eagles today, Darren Glass, to present the match ball to James Hird. And just for your interest, James Hird today, 34 possessions, 8 marks, and he kicked a goal. He was the leading possession winner on the field today. Sensational way to finish, mate. I just can't understand. I'm sure that everyone that around this field today can understand why you're giving it away, mate. Absolutely brilliant performance to finish.
Look, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately for our boys, you know, I was just so proud of them. I said to them at the start of the third quarter, just give me one more memory, boys, one to remember you by, and they were terrific. To the West Coast crowd and the people in Perth, you've always been terrific to me and our team. I think that, you know, Essendon's our home, but we always love coming to Perth. There's a lot of Essendon supporters here, and the West Coast supporters really appreciate football. And thank you very much for today.
Good on you, Jimmy. Well done. And I'd now like to invite to the microphone Mr. Dalton Green and, of course, John Worsfold, the West Coast Eagles coach, to make a special presentation to the outgoing coach, of course, of the Essendon Football Club, and Kevin Sheedy. John?
Thanks, Carl.
Look, Ronnie, just got a few words to add to obviously all the accolades that Kevin's received over the last couple of weeks, but I think the big thing is that if we disregard the quantity of time that Kevin's been coaching the Essendon Football Club and look at the quality that he's brought to the game of AFL and the Essendon Football Club, I don't know if it'll ever get matched. It's just been an amazing effort. So very, very pleased to make a small presentation to Sheeds on behalf of everyone here in Western Australia and the Eagle supporters, and we'd just like to thank you for your contribution.
Thanks very much, Dalton. Very concerned about these colours. Starting to look like gee whiz, a bit of black and red and a bit of gold, a bit of navy blue. Looks like an Italian soccer club. Look, thanks very much. Obviously, they owe a lot to the game and all to the fans that have been involved right throughout, particularly the starts of West Coast coming into the competition, all the great players they've produced back 20 years ago, 1987. It's really set this club. Also, your 3 premierships you won, but also built a great Australian game, not just a city game, suburban game. It's been an absolutely fantastic way to go. So well done all the public here. I can't apologise for all the things I've done. I can't believe I did what I did that day with Mitchell Weiner. Neither could my mother. But, it's a very competitive game. Sensational athletes, all of you, both the boys I've had through Bomberland. Also, the players that have come from all over Australia, move into another city and try to progress with a career. It's a fantastic game, a difficult game, tough game, resilient. So, look, thank you very much. And I think I'm going to auction this jacket off one day for one more wave to a charity in Perth. So, well done. Well done, boys. Thanks a lot. Have a safe trip home. Good luck in the finals. And you were lucky today. My God, you were lucky. Kevin Sheedy, everyone, let's hear for it one last time.
An appropriate way to say farewell. It was an 8-point win to the West Coast Eagles, but the scoreline, for a moment, irrelevant. AFL football throws up some beautiful moments, and today was one for all time. Kevin Sheedy and James Hurd's final curtain.
And just about everybody on the ground so far has shaken hands with James Hurd. Fitness advisor to the West Coast Eagles. He went to Ireland with James Hurst. Stewie McCormack's had a bit to do with him, and just sharing a great moment.
Well, that's the great thing, Jared. The people that you meet in a great game, the opportunity to play club level, but state of origin football, international rules, and it's not only just about the players, it's the people that get the players onto the ground, and to see this crowd stay after a fitting game, it's great to be involved at any level, but fantastic. Kevin Sheedy, who's still jovial enough in defeat. Yep. That's what made him such a great person and a great coach and a legend of our game. Let's hope it continues whatever he does, but look at that for James Hurd, the standing ovation which he deserves.
Well, all the great coaches have been visionaries. Ron Barassi was talking about a National Football League in the 60s, and people thought he was absolutely silly. Well, they have both, Ron Barassi and Kevin Sheedy, had probably more impact on building a National Football League than any of the other coaches in the competition. Sheeds took Essendon as a suburban Victorian club to the rest of the country, built a massive brand, and the West Coast Eagles have flourished so well in the competition since its advent in 1987. They are very much part of what's a great football national competition, is what Kevin Sheedy outlined only a few minutes ago.
Just quickly, is it a concern, West Coast, that played out in that last quarter leading into the finals? They just looked like they weren't fit. You know, they looked like they ran out of legs. And Essendon, momentum is everything in football. There's no doubting that. It was just very hard to stop that. But it would have been a different story if Lucas had kicked that one.
Yeah, no doubt.
Would have put him in front, and psychologically, you're pretty much gone after that.
Daniel Chick getting carted off for his 250th. A great career, 2 clubs.
Yep. When he first came to the club, he said to me he wants to play 100 games for West Coast, get his name on the locker and play in the premiership. And he's done that and joins an illustrious club, and maybe he can add to that in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
Well, that's the question. What have they given up over this last 30 minutes? And how will it impact over the next 4 weeks? We won't know that until Port Adelaide and Fremantle go head-to-head tonight. But they were in control of this match, could have gone away to a 10-goal win. And certainly set Port Adelaide a monumental task. Right now, clearly Port Adelaide just have to basically win the match and they'll retain home final rights and also preliminary final rights if they get that far.
And it's been a disappointing year for the Bombers in some respects, gentlemen, but at the same time, they fought it to the end. There were expectations. Even James Hird himself said that he would hope to finish top 4 under Kevin Sheedy this year. Maybe he was a little too optimistic, and they've missed the finals, although they could finish as high as 9th, regardless of what's happened today. Other results could see them drop lower than that, but 9th could be their final result.
We were talking before about the great contributors to the great game, but Doc Reed, the Essendon doctor, how long has he been there? Because I know when I first started playing, he was there, and did he come with Kevin Sheedy? And that's another thing, a great support staff that they've had in the football club.
Yeah, he's been there for as long as I can remember at Essendon. There he is underneath his left shoulder, Bruce Reed, one of the great medicos. He's been around football for a long, long time. And that's the Essendon family, and they're all going to take this home as a piece of memorabilia of what's been a great game for the club.
So that loss will see them shuffle down the order. Do you think it has been a disappointing season for them, the way it's finished? Or do you think it's about where they should have finished given the list they've had?
Always difficult. I think when they lost Leroy Jetta and Alwyn Davey, that robbed them of the speed that made them exciting in the first 6 to 8 weeks. And I don't really think they recovered too much. Midfield's their issue. They've got to get that built. They've got to get it stronger. Joe Watson's had an excellent year this year, but injury has curtailed his last 2 or 3 weeks. But disappointing year. I think it has been disappointing to a degree, but it's been a great way to finish.
And the Saints have won today, so a few results inspiring to see Essendon drop down a little lower. It's a big climax here at Subiaco Oval in Perth. The sun setting on what's been a magnificent afternoon of football. The sun setting on what's been 2 magnificent careers, James Hird and also Kevin Sheedy. Even a hug for Rowan Smith down there. And they're about to walk off the footy field for the last time in a Bomber jumper.
Well, if there's any one bloke that deserves to be cheered off from a football ground, it's this bloke here. Right to the end, 34 possessions. He's 34 years of age, and what a fitting way to go out. He went out on top of his game, and they nearly snatched victory as well on the way through.
Don't drop him. So the final curtain comes down on 2 magnificent careers.